This is live. What is this, Lady Ada?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the most amazing show and tell on the internet. It's us, Lady Ada, Mr. Lady Ada, here at the Adafruit Factory, and this is our half-an-hour show and tell.
That's
our
right.
Google Hangout, where you, the maker, hacker, dreamer of dreams, shows up and tells us and shows us what you're working on. It could be crafting or electronics or 3D printing, or Halloween costumes or decorations, or heck, just get started on Christmas stuff already. It's all welcome here at the show and tell. We're going to kick off with some Adafruit folks, and we'll call on people. We got to get out of here at 7:50, so take 2 to 3 minutes when we call on you to show off your project. Scott, kick us off.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. First, thank you for buying me this book.
Isn't it amazing? Jen Atkinson is awesome. She's like the best USB writer.
Yeah, I've been keeping it close. So to give it away, I've been working on mass storage device support for the SAMD51, which we call the M4. And I just wanted to do a quick show off of Wireshark, which is a USB debugging, well, it's a protocol debugging program usually used for network, all sorts of network shenanigans, but they also have USB support. So I've been using the Beagle from the store, but it doesn't do a whole lot of detailed protocol analysis for me. So I'm working on getting data from Beagle into Wireshark in order to be able to understand why my USB is not working, which is a problem and a question that comes up constantly. So it should be good. It should be good to have a way of doing more in-depth analysis using Wireshark. These are all just packets, and you can see which direction they're going. And then if you click in, you can see more details. Yeah, that's it. I'm heads down on M4 stuff. And then I just wanted to, I don't know if I promoted it, but we do a weekly CircuitPython dev meeting with both Dan and I and the community. And so if you're interested in that, check out the Discord CircuitPython channel. We do that at 11 a.m. Pacific time on Mondays, and everybody is welcome to join the voice chat and listen in and contribute and let us know what they're doing with CircuitPython. So if you're interested in getting into the inner circle of CircuitPython development, that's where you can go.
Okay. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you both.
Also known as a packet.
Okay. Okay, John.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I have a new project that I'm working on that I'm going to build live tomorrow, my live stream, which is at 4 o'clock Eastern, right? 1 o'clock my time. I always get that screwed up. And it is this. This is called the Screaming Cauldron. So this is a Halloween appropriate build. I have this plastic cauldron for dishing out candy. Ooh, spooky music. And what happens here is when I reach in, we get a little effect based on, sorry, I'm pausing something that's causing music over here. There we go. Autoplay website. So what happens, I have a proximity sensor in here, and I've got a little trinket. The trinket is checking the distance, and you can see actually the NeoPixel ring here is changing colors as we get closer. And then when we reach a certain threshold, it plays an audio file on our little audio effects board. So I'm going to go through all of that tomorrow on the live build.
Sweet. Tasty candy, too. You get high-quality candies.
Yum.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Scott was kind enough to drop out, and Rebecca. Yeah, we'll call on you next, Rebecca, after Pedro. Pedro.
Oh, hello, everybody. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Just wanted to give another shout out to the CircuitPython meeting that happens every week. That it is available as a recording afterwards. You can check out the YouTube channel to check that out after. So this week's project is a remake of the wireless Qi charger that we made before. So we made one before with a stand, but since all the iDevices now support it natively, we thought we'd make a portable version of it. So super simple design, a lot of cool little techniques on getting the backing in the front to be nice and grippy, so it'll hold on to the glass backing on the new iPhone. And it
neat.
charges simply like that, and you can still use the side USB port for non-Qi enabled devices. And a cool thing that you could do about that is actually power like a CircuitPython.
Circuit Playground, running CircuitPython.
You go.
A lot of circuits.
So you can charge and still use that on the side. And we do have like little Qi adapters as well. And one of the micro USB adapters, I think that you can actually hook this up and have like it like wirelessly like charge up. Might be useful for like one of John's projects, like when he does like the chess project or something like that. So we'll try that out when we get one of those in. And then just again, shout out to 3D Hangouts. We go over all the techniques, all the modeling stuff that went inside of the design. And then for Halloween, since now we are pretty much in the middle of the month, right? A bunch of Halloween 3D printed projects for Time Lapse Tuesday. This week's is a remake of this cool little skull lantern. Can't really see the glow in the dark and the black or the UV LEDs inside there, but we talk about it again on 3D Hangouts on how we did some of the modifications for that. Simple little coin battery on the back, and then the UV LEDs on the inside, and then some additional ones on the bottom there to light that up. And of course, all printed with the glow-in-the-dark PLA that we have in the shop. So check it out.
Spooky.
This week. Yes, nice and spooky.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, San Pedro.
Next, Rebecca.
Hey, Becca.
Hi.
Hey.
So over the weekend, I was at Greater Hartford Mini Maker Fair, which was really fun. And from that, I got a job offer. So now I work for an escape room, doing a lot of their electronics.
That's
And
awesome.
I've been prototyping some stuff and learning how to use relays because I'd never really worked with them. So now I have a water sensor hooked up to a relay that, when activated, just because I don't have water in front of me, I also have like a switch set up, will turn on this light, which is kind of hard to see, but it's there, and will trigger something else in the escape room. So that'll be really cool.
That's rad. Well, JP has a lot of escape room projects you can remix and use as inspiration because mystery boxes and escape rooms are really similar. That's awesome to hear. Well, congratulations on your new gig.
Thanks.
Congrats. And as always, if you want to stick your email, support@adafruit.com, and we'll send you out a non-twin-tail sticker.
Really similar. That's awesome.
All right. If whoever came in can mute your mic, we will keep moving. Next up, Blitz City. Hello, Blitz City.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
So I made a Raspberry Pi thermal camera using the AMG 8833 module that you guys have. So I used some proto board to solder together kind of like a bonnet to hold the thermal camera module so I can sit on top of the Pi. And then I've got a screen on the back inside a picture frame. And then on the side I have a cell phone charger so it can be all wireless. I changed the code just a little bit to make it a little bit bigger, fill up the screen. And yeah.
Neat. All right. Well, yeah, I saw this. This is good work on that. It's cool to build your own portable thermal camera.
Thank you. Yeah, it's cool to see the temps on my computer and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can just like see the world through like Terminator vision.
Yeah, I was trying to get my cats on it, but they were a little bit too hyper when I tried.
Yeah, they ran away. But now you can see what cats see because they always go to the hottest thing in the room and they sit on it. So now you know.
It's true. That's a good idea.
See how cats work. All right. Well, thanks for coming by and showing off your project. It can get you a sticker. Email support@adafruit, and you can put a sticker on the back of your thermal camera.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Blitz City.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, Pablo. Hello, Pablo. Unmute your mic and show us your project. How's it going, Pablo?
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Pablo Yarso, and I'm from the Dominican Republic. I want to show a project that I was inspired by the Hacktoberfest event from DigitalOcean. I got a friend who is really hyped by it, and I thought, okay, what can I do? So I thought about this. I'm doing a tool. Let me share my screen. I'm doing a tool for the command line on Linux for calculating the Ohm's law, any of them of the let's say voltage, current, whatever. So let me run it. The good thing about this is that you can put the prefixes on it. For example, 20 milliamps and then 12 volts, and it's gonna give you 16 ohms. So I'm doing this open source. I have it on my GitHub. There's still much work to do. But for example, let me do another calculation. Let's say 3 volts and let's say 5 ohms, and it's gonna give you 60 milliamps. I'm planning to do, this is the interactive mode. I'm planning to do one mode like you can do the common, and then put the 16 milliamps and then 60 volts, and it's gonna know that you have two values of the formula. It's gonna give you the other one. So I'm still working on it. I'm planning to get my T-shirt from DigitalOcean, and I wanted to show you guys what I was working on.
Awesome. Well, this is a great tool. Nice work.
Good job.
Thank you so much for showing it.
All right. Email support@adafruit.com, and we'll send you out an as seen on your show and tell sticker. Next up, Jeff and his team of engineers.
Hey, Jeff and friends.
Hello, how's it going?
Hello. Hi.
So 2 years ago, I built a portal gun.
Nice.
And an hour before we went trick-or-treating with Shell here, I was assembling it all with the sound effects working and everything, and I got a Sparky and burned out the amplifier board. It was an audio effects board. And kudos to you guys. You refunded my money, and when we realized that something had gone wrong and we sent it back in, it got pulled from the store as you guys were checking out, I think, what was going on with some other folks had that issue. And so I ended up eventually finding the Teensy and their soundboard, but never got it to work right. So I finally made another attempt. So we're 2 years later now, and I got it working with the M0 Express, Feather M0 Express. So we'll get a little demo here.
Oh, neat.
Turn so you can see the lights.
Ooh, orange and blue.
And that has a PAM 8302 as well. So, yeah, thanks very, very much for all the components. This is basically just PVC and bottle pop bottles, and it works pretty well.
Okay.
And you came with the Aperture T-shirts and all that. Good work. Dressed in
Well prepared.
So,
Yeah, so the other motivator to get it working. The other motivator to get it working was we found out about Geek Girl Con from Sophie on Discord. We joined Discord, and so that was really great. And she got to go dressed up, so that we put together the shirt and the costume and everything for that.
very cool. Well, email support@adafruit.com. We'll send you out 3 show and tell.
Awesome, excellent. And obviously he's going to be Peabody, so we're trying to learn how to form PV or hips, so we can make a Peabody costume for him for this Halloween. So important here.
Awesome.
We were at Comic-Con and saw some of these things. Some of them were professionally made. Some of them were made by makers. I'll say that yours is up there with the professionals. Good work.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Jeff
right.
and fans, folks.
Next up, we're going to go to Adam. Hello, Adam.
Hello. So I just about had something really cool to show you in the SEM. But so I had it online last night. Everything was working beautifully. Turned it on this morning. It went down to vacuum. High voltage enabled, and then everything went poorly very quickly. I'll share screenshots because I can't really show you a dead SEM on video very well. But what happened to me, well, first of all, that's the new SEM I'm getting. I got to go tour the facility last Friday. So actually tomorrow I'm heading down. I have to take it apart, but more on that later. What happened tonight was this little speck right here. And that little tiny speck may seem pretty innocent, but what that means is that I had an arcing event inside of my high voltage electron gun. Arcs are bad. It left a deposition, so it kind of it's a little bit more insulative right there than the rest of the this is the anode plate than the rest of this plate is. And so what that does is it deforms the electron beam. So I started to notice that, and then as if that wasn't enough, I got more damage that occurred to my scintillator. Now, if you look at the spot right here, that white edge along it is not normal, and I have no idea why it's there. There was a small scratch there eventually, or when I put it in, but it looks like it's grown over time. So I'm just going to cover that scratch up with a bit of this conductive silver glue, and hopefully that will. It was generating some noise from that scratch, so everything was going poorly. I didn't want to cause any more damage to the scintillator, so I just shut it down for the day. I'll fix it tomorrow. But anyways, back to the new SEM because it's really, really awesome. So it's a JSM35C. It's actually older than my current SEM, but this thing was like a Cadillac when it came out. It's got just about every single feature I could possibly want on it. It's got pneumatically actuated valve systems. So I got to get all that put back together. Giant vacuum pump compared to my system. It's got all sorts of really, really cool controls. I mean, this is a minor thing, but the console's a little bit higher, and I'm kind of a tall person, so I won't have to hunch over to use this SEM, which will be nice. But no, this is definitely a great find. It's going to be a lot of fun to get put together. It's got X-ray spectrometers. It's got a digital interface on it. Lots and lots of cables. But the problem with it is that it's still under vacuum after many months of not being used. And the big detectors that are on the side of it have to come off of it for me to be able to move it. And you can't take them off if it's not under vacuum. So while it's there, I have to power it up enough. I have to get compressed air to it to get the pneumatically actuated valves to work, and then vent it to atmosphere, which will be a little bit interesting. I'm not sure how long it's going to take or if we'll be able to do it the first day, but that'll be fun. And then to move this whole thing, it's about one side of this weighs about 900 pounds. So we rented a truck with a lift gate, rented some really big dollies, and it'll be a fun day of moving.
Fun.
Yeah, as far as what's going on tonight, right after the stream, or right after you guys do Ask an Engineer, I've got this thing sitting in my garage. It's a Vico leak detector. It's what you use to find if there's leaks in a high vacuum system. So this one's really old. The electronics are completely smoked. I'm not going to be able to get it working. And I have to get the majority of it out of my garage to fit the JSM35 in here. So after Ask an Engineer, I'm going to be doing a stream of a live teardown of this thing. So I can just get the parts I want out and then just scrap the big metal casing around it. So if anybody's interested in learning about high vacuum systems or how a leak detector works, I'll be tearing this thing apart. And I can actually, because it's right behind me right now, give you a little bit of a sense for what's involved. I'm taking my camera. Involved in this thing. So that's the electronics bay. So you can tell just the age of these things. I mean, the resistors, the capacitors are shot. I mean, the capacitors are literally cardboard in places. This thing's got vacuum tubes to drive the high voltage oscillator. It's got some vacuum pumps, vacuum valving inside. So it'll be a really interesting teardown, I hope. And I'll be able to kind of talk about this is like how you actually get a system like that to high vacuum.
When folks ask us what we do, ask an engineer, it's watch Adam. Okay.
All
right. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
See you tonight. Next up, Daniel, and engineer.
Hey guys, I teach at my kids' school, teach programming, and I use the Circuit Playground to do that. So yeah, all the kids are doing Circuit Playground stuff, and so I try to make little projects for them to sort of inspire them. And at the end of the course, they're going to do their own projects. So I thought I would show you one of the projects that I did, and this camera's here. All right, so over here I have, I was inspired by John Park's escape room videos that he did. So I made my own little mystery box. So the idea is the kids come in and they have these on the table, this little treasure chest, these three. And if you turn the boxes, you can hear that.
There's like a beep.
Beeps, yeah. So every time you turn the box, it beeps with different things. So the idea is the kids have to come in, have to take out the papers, and there's 3 riddles on the papers. So they got to read the riddles, trying to figure out what the answer is, find the answer that matches the riddle on the boxes, which will then beep a certain number of times, which will then give them the combination to the lock, so they can open up the treasure chest. They have to sort of figure all that out on their own. But inside of this box is Circuit Playground. So 3 Circuit Playgrounds and all of them. And I wanted to make something for the kids because the kids really like to use the lights and the push buttons. So I wanted to give them something that was not just lights and push buttons, but use the other sensors on the Circuit Playground. So that's what we did. So it was fun for the kids. They all they solved it in about 10 minutes when they all worked together. So
that's good.
Good work, Daniel.
Nice.
In addition to a sticker, which you should email support@adafruit.com, email pt@adafruit.com. I'd like to send you some stuff out for you and your students.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah, some Circuit Playground stuff and more. And let us know other things that you're doing with Circuit Playground. It works with Make Code, with the block editor. And there's lots of fun projects and examples. Or if you come up with something, we'd love to see that. A lot of people are using the guides as curriculum for kids, workshops, everything.
At the end of the semester, I think my kids all do a project. So maybe I'll try and get one of them on to try and show.
That'd be great. Yeah, we could post it on the blog, and they'd get stickers too. So
Great.
all right, thanks so much, Daniel.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go to Roberto, and then we're going to go to see Scott. Keep it to a couple minutes each, and we can get everybody in tonight.
Hey, Roberto.
Hi everyone, can y'all hear me well?
Yep.
Cool. I had two things. I'll probably just show one so that I can thoroughly cover it in the time allotted. So the whole thing started off. This is actually like 3 projects that combined into one, and so I needed a camera, IP camera for the house, just like for actually like doing show and tell and other things. Along the way, I realized I needed a charger to make it happen portable. So the PowerBoost 5000 charger, I made an enclosure for it in OpenSCAD.
Cool.
It's using that round cylindrical battery, and then right onto the PCB, I have a toggle on/off button soldered on, and it has that little divot so that you can access that, and it turns it on and off. So that was like how I was going to power this whole thing. And in OpenSCAD, this is kind of what it looked like. And it has like real mounting holes here for the charger board, and here's where the button rests. And this divot here is where it ended up like putting the battery. And the next thing I want to show is like in OpenSCAD, that assembled representation, like with here's the button in black and the charger board in yellow, and the green holds the battery. So I was using the dimensions from the product technical details to make sure I had the right measurements. And so from there, that's where I pretty much had, I knew I could go with this, and it worked. And so that's what I needed the charger board for, and it was to remix this. Oh, I'm not even sharing my screen. Hold on, I thought this whole time I was sharing my screen. So do y'all see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to remix, and it ended up looking like this on screen. Let me see if I have this. Yeah. Oh wait. So so I remixed the charger lid so that it looks like that, and then so I can. Yeah. So here's like that creeper cam. Made to be like a portable IP camera, and then so I'm using this portable charger so that I can run it and put it somewhere in the house and bring up the web interface for it. And I'm trying to be quick because I know CScott's next, but you can tell it's on because once you push that button, the blue light turns on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna move this in an area, or let me see. Let me make sure I've showed everything for that, and then I'll come back for the virtual reality part.
Yeah,
because it's pretty cool how that webcam comes out in the virtual reality web app. Okay, so
yeah, we have something to look forward to.
Yeah. I'll stop there, and then next time I'll come back and show it the virtual reality.
All right, if you want a sticker, support at Adafruit.com. Scott, what do you think? I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to watch it again.
Okay. My entire spiel here is going to be about one thing, and it's going to be about
I've been waiting for this for like a week.
Hans Zimmer time.
All right, so what do you think?
Okay. I wrote down some notes. I'm going to go through them here. The first thing, anybody listening, you must see this in IMAX. There is no other way to see this movie.
Oh, we're talking about Blade Runner, by the way.
I give it Blade Runner 2049, new film. I give it very high marks for atmosphere. And remember, I said that Blade Runner is its atmosphere. It is its world. You go to the IMAX theater, you sit down for 3 hours, and you are just immersed. The Hans Zimmer notes just they hit you. They're so powerful.
No, physically, I was shaking. Like it was the theater was shaking.
I give the world immersion a 10 of 10. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that, but Villeneuve just absolutely nailed. It's the little things. Just watch. When you go back, you'll get to see it again. Now look for the little things. I love all the little details, like the automat where you buy all the food using there's like 850 yen. You tap the screen and it comes out the slot, and it just all sorts of tiny little details that you can go afford to look at since you don't have to focus on the character so much. But Next is the plot was somewhat ordinary, but certain moments were quite brilliant. Great acting. I give that a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Hans Zimmer, I did verify, he pulled his CS80 out of storage to.
I was going to ask you about this.
Store. And you know, it is a necessary component if you're going to do you know, the chord beds and the leads and stuff for a Blade Runner soundtrack. You have no choice. You must use the machine, and he did. I mean, I've seen his studio. I knew he had one, but he had it mothballed. Anyway, you know, the film's, of course, its big element is the transhumanist element, and the problem for me is I've seen so many really good transhumanist stories done in Japanese animation that set the bar so high for me that it was actually a little bit of a struggle to enjoy the concepts that they presented in 2049. I mean, just as an example, I mean, the obvious one is Ghost in the Shell, which is the Shiro manga that they turned into a movie. They did a movie 20 years ago, then they did several TV series, but I can run off a bunch of them. Plastic Memories, I mean, you know, the character from that's on my phone. The Sisters arc of Railgun S, Planetarian, which is what, you know, I have the giant poster from. But all of these, I mean, like I said, the bar has been raised so high that I had a little bit of trouble, you know, just rolling with the flow, because it's not an intellectual film, it's an action movie, but it's also a world-building, world immersion movie. That's what really won me over. I was so impressed with it. And just as an example of the transhumanist thing, I actually found the most interesting character to be the one that was virtual.
Yeah,
anyway.
I thought that was neat that even replicants can have, you know, virtual stuff.
Right. I mean, there were certain brilliant elements that going through the replicant factions and whatnot, but honestly, I was more captivated by, you know, the machines. Anyway, my hot takes walking out of the movie were more Ana de Armas and less seawater. So, and people that go to see the film will understand this. But again, go see it in an IMAX theater on as big a screen as you possibly can. Sort of like, it's like Makoto Shinkai, but you have to see Makoto Shinkai films on the big screen you possibly can because he's such a brilliant animator. Anyway.
All right. Well, I got one question before you go. So, someone has been showing the actual hardware, the hardware that sounds like it. You've rebuilt stuff. You've done stuff. On that technical note, for folks who've watched show and tell for a while, you thought it was up to your standards? Someone who actually makes this music?
Oh, yes, yes. I got the soundtrack before I saw the movie.
Okay.
Because I heard the first 7 minutes of it on a stream, and I said, he got it right. And I bought the soundtrack, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Now, you can tell, I mean, he only had 5 weeks to work on this. You can tell because he had to pull some of his themes out of other projects. Like, you can tell there's a little bit of the Superman stuff he did, and a little bit of the going back a bit, but there was stuff that I heard that he did back in like Rain Man. But anyway, yes.
For everyone who wants to see and hear the next Blade Runner review, the next one's coming out in 30 years, so we'll see you back here.
We'll be building CS80s so that they have something to use.
We'll all be Futurama heads in jars talking about it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, CScott. Very much appreciated.
That was
thank you, Adam. Thank you,
Show and
Blitz.
Tell Movie
Thank
Hour.
you, CScott. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Roberto. And thank you, everybody out there who tunes in every single week. We're going to do Ask an Engineer. Thank you for making this the best 30 minutes.
Remark. I'm going to type something in chat here for you. Go to YouTube and listen to my friend demonstrate the CS80, and you will understand why it is the Blade Runner machine. That's it.
We will see you all on Ask an Engineer in just a couple minutes.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.